Cześć pokututa, Krista Kręko, jak Oscar.
A bombshell from Medicom today. They've shown images of their MAFEX, the Mandalorian, Luke Skywalker. They actually first showed this earlier this year at a convention, but there was a little no photography sign, and it didn't seem like anyone was able to get close enough to get a picture. Plus, the whole figure was covered by this big robe. Now we have some real high-def images of what this is going to look like. My initial impression is that I like it. It's Jedi Luke. Love the outfit. We see some good sculpted detail in there, very cloth-like. People have been talking about the head sculpt, and the likeness is a little bit off. Not by a mile, but he looks a little too clean, I think. Maybe Medicom took the Mandalorian Luke thing too literally, because he kind of looks like uncanny CGI Luke. More so like Book of Boba Fett Luke, where they did improve the likeness, but there's something a little off. I've seen other people say he looks like 90s book cover Luke, you know, that the painted style. He's just a little too perfect. Now, I'm recording this the day this was revealed, and the pre-order isn't up yet, and I'm sure when it is, we'll get a full list of the accessories. But there were 12 images released that show a lot of what he's going to come with, if not everything, so I wanted to go through and analyze and see what this Luke is going to come with. Thank you to ToyArk, who has posted these images. That's where I got these. Looks like he's only going to have one head, a pair of fists, 2 lightsaber holding hands, 2 force using hands. We see only one kind of casual right hand, that's the gloved hand, and one flat kind of open palm alternate force using hand. We also see one left hand that can cup a fist, so you can have him kind of standing in that Jedi pose, which they show in the photos. ToyArk's listing lists a lightsaber hilt, a lightsaber with a blade, and a lightsaber with action blade. So you're going to get a hilt to hang off the belt, and possibly 2 separate lightsabers, one that's a normal one and one with the swingy effect. The blade itself doesn't look like a terribly dark shade of green, although that might be because they're shooting on a white background. And what I like about the swingy effect is that there is some white toward the end of the blade there. It's not just a flat color, which I think helps with the effect. He's also got a cloth cloak, likely with a wire at least in the hood and maybe on the sides of it too. Now, what struck me with this accessory list and this release in general is that it's awfully similar to Bandai's SH Figuarts Mandalorian Luke, which came out last year and was re-released this year. This comes with pretty much exactly what that came with. The pictures don't show a little Grogu for him to hold on to, which the Figuarts didn't come with. So I am excited for this release, but half of my hype is the prospect of putting this MAFEX release next to that Figuarts and having them duke it out. You know I love a comparison. I picked up the Figuarts version on the re-release, and I'm very happy with it. Solid Luke, pretty good likeness. They don't nail it either, but Mark Hamill has one of those faces that seems really tough to capture. They did a pretty good job with their Mandalorian Luke, as well as their New Hope Luke. Both Last Jedi Lukes I thought looked pretty good. Now, one thing the MAFEX release has going for it is that it has the correct outfit. Famously, the Figuarts release is technically a return of the Jedi Luke. I learned this from Robo from the Fwoosh, way back when that Figuarts release was first announced. If you look closely, the Figuarts one has the Luke Final Battle outfit with the tunic piece over it. It's a lot like what we see him wear on Jabba's barge, except it also has a belt with stuff hanging from it. And we do see him with that full outfit in Return of the Jedi at one point in the scene in the Ewok village when he's talking to Leia. So it's technically not an accurate Mandalorian Luke. Hasbro did the same thing. They released a quote-unquote Mandalorian Luke with that same Return of the Jedi outfit. What he's actually wearing is more of a prequel-esque robe with all the foldy bits, and that's what Medicom has given us. They've given us the first representation of a true Mandalorian Luke in this scale. I don't know if that's going to sway anyone to have this over the Figuarts. It won't for me. I'm more excited to just see how they stack up with each other, because we're getting pretty much the same package here. I wonder if this will pay off for Medicom, because while everyone wants a good Jedi Knight Luke, people have had 2 chances to get the Figuarts version in the last year. I'm hoping it's good and that we see more Star Wars releases from Medicom, and maybe with Medicom and Bandai making these, we'll see some competition between the two and some really good releases from both. Maybe that'll lead to us finally getting a Bespin Luke from one of these companies, please. Right now all we have is the Black Series, and it's not the best. Medicom's released Star Wars stuff before. They did a lot of stuff for The Force Awakens, but in the last few years it's mainly been like people in masks, like Vader or Din Djarin. But a while ago they solicited a new Din Djarin with an unmasked head sculpt, and Ahsoka, and now a Luke. So I'd love to see some other stuff from them from Star Wars. and maybe Bandai will up their game moving forward. Let me know what you think of this one. Are you gonna pick it up? If you have the Figuarts version of this, are you still gonna get this MAFEX? I think I will, I think I'm in. And also let me know what you think of the likeness on this one. Are you into it, or is it a little too off? Anyway, thanks for listening to The Ramble, and stay tuned for some reviews very soon.